For the moment, we have already heard few processors like Pentium, then dual core, then quad core, hexa core, octa core, right? Here are the processor types that we heard, right? For this classification, for the particular classification, the situation of the cache memory situation of the memory and the technological developments has been affected. Huh? For the particular classification, the situation of the cache memory and technological developments has been affected, right? And earlier, we did learn this cache memory has developed into 3 levels, developed with 3 levels due to the for make performance of the processor easier, right? As L1, L2, and L3, right? It has already situated or embedded with the processor, embedded in the processor like that. But the particular situation inside the processor, the particular cache memories situation inside the processor has been changed due to the technological developments. මේ cache memory එක processor එක ඇතුලේ පිහිටපු විදිය වෙනස් වුණා technological developments එක්ක, right? Now we'll see what is this change. Now we'll see what is this change. අපි බලමු මොකද්ද මේ change එක කියලා. First we'll turn back to the Pentium processor. Pentium processor. Right. But before we turn back to the Pentium processor, we have to learn about two major types of processors. Actually, these processors are mainly dividing into two categories. This processor is mainly dividing into two categories. One is single core processor. One is single core processor. The other one is multi-core processor. Single core processors are dividing into two sections, single core and multi-core. Now we'll see what is the meaning of this multi-core. Sorry, single core. We'll see what is the meaning of this single core. අපි බලමු මොකද්ද මේ single core කියන එකේ තේරුම. What is the meaning of this single core? Single core means I will draw this here. This is the motherboard. This is the motherboard. Motherboard. This is the RAM. This is the processor. Here, this is ALU, this is CU, right? And this is memory register. Here are memory registers. As per the developments of cache memory, it's divided to three categories. This is L1 cache. This is L2 cache. Right. Right. single core processor. What is the core? First we'll see what is this core. Single core. මොකද්ද මේ core එක කියන්නේ? Core means one physical processor. Core means one physical processor. Core එකක් කියන්නේ එක physical processor. Core means one physical processor. ඔන්න මතක තියාගන්න. Core means one physical processor, right? Mostly, the Pentium processors are single core processors. Mostly, the Pentium processors are single core processors. In the single core processor, most probably inside the processor, it has two cache memories, L1 and L2. The L3 cache memory has situated outside of the processor, situated from outside of the processor. It means it has already situated on the motherboard. Understood? This is the single core processor. The examples for single core processor is Pentium processor. There are a few types of Pentium processors, Pentium 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pentium 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here are the types of Pentium processors. All the Pentium processors are single core processors. Single core means one physical processor. Single core processor means one physical processor. In most of the single core processors consists two caches, L1 and L2. L3 cache has already situated from the outside of the processor. It means it's situated on the motherboard, right? Actually, in some Pentium 1 and 2 processors, it had only one cache memory. Mostly in Pentium 1 and Pentium 2 computers, it had only one cache memory. Also, it's located on the motherboard. When the processor is developing into Pentium 3 and Pentium 4, by its technology, the entire situation of the cache memory also been changed. The early single cache memory has developed into three sections. The two of the major sections of the cache memories has situated inside the processor, L1 and L2. One of the part of the hard cache memory has situated on the motherboard. It calls L3 cache, which is between RAM and the processor. That is the method of single core processor. Understood that? Have you all
Yes,
understood it? Nadila?
Yes, sir.
Yenuli? Himanga?
Yes, sir.
Right. Then we'll see what are the multi-core processors. Now we'll see what are the multi-core processors. අපි බලමු දැන් multi-core processors කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියලා. Motherboard, right? multi-core processors, right? Give me a minute. Give me 1 minute. I'll come back quickly. Give me 1 minute. Sorry, I put a restore system restore to one of my computer. That's why I went to check it. Sorry for that. පොඩි සිස්ටම් රීස්ටෝ එකක් දැම්ම එක කම්පියුටර් එකට ඒක ටක් ගාලා බලන්න ගියේ මොකද්ද උනේ කියලා. හරි ගිහිල්ලා නැහැ. Then I put it again and come right. Okay. Uh, now we'll see what is this multi-core processor. අපි බලමු මේ මොකද්ද multi-core processor කියන්නේ කියලා. ලස්සනම කතාවක් දැන් අහන්නේ. ඉන්න මදියේද මන්ද. Oh, Visula. Where's Visula? Where is this guy? Ah. Visula, where are you running? Ah, Visula, where are you running?
Sir, when I started the camera, it doesn't work.
This is RAM. This is RAM. This is the processor, right? This is the processor.
Sir, your mic is muted.
Okay. Right here. Core is a one physical processor. This is the central processing unit. Look at this. This is a central processing unit. Inside the central processing unit, it has two cores. For multi-core processor, as an example, I did draw this. It has two cores or two processors. Also, it has separate caches, L1 and L2. The both processors has separate caches, L1 and L2. And L3 cache has shared to both cores. This is the type of multi-core. This is the type of multi-core. For this type of one, this is one of the multi-core processor. It means few cores. But here it has two cores. Therefore, we can call it as dual core CPU or dual core processor, central processing unit, dual core central processing unit. It means the particular central processing unit has two cores. It means two processors. Two processors are working with together using its separate cache. Two processors are working together at once using its separate cache memories. Understood this? What is the meaning of multi-core? Huh? Have you all understood what is the meaning of multi-core? Yes or no? Kavinu? No? ඇහුන්නේ නැද්ද මං කියපු එක? මේ ටික ඇහුනේ නැද්ද මං කියපු? ආ? Didn't you understand what is the meaning of multi-core processor? Yenuli? Visula? Nadila? If you did not understand, let me know, please. Yes, Nadila, you raise the hand.
I'm not understand, sir.
Huh? Cannot. It means you did not understand, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yenuli?
I didn't understand, sir.
Didn't understand. Visula?
Can understand, sir.
Can or cannot?
Can, sir.
Yeah, right. Anyway, no problem. I'll explain it again. What about you, Kavinu? No.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay means understood.
Yes, sir.
Right. කමන්නේ. අපි ආපහු බලමු. මේක හොඳයි. තේරුම් නැති එක හොඳයි. I like it. Huh? Earlier I said, as per the situation of the cache memories and the advancements of the technologies, processor is classifying into a few types. There are Pentium, dual core, quad core, hexacore, octa-core, like that. But before the particular classification, processor is dividing into two types. Before the particular classification, processor is dividing into two types. single core and the multi core. මේ processor එක ප්‍රධාන කොටස් දෙකකට බෙදෙනවා single core සහ multi core කියලා. It means one core and few cores, single core and multi core, right? Now we'll see what is this multi core, sorry, single core. Now we'll look at what is this single core. Here I draw the motherboard like this and random access memory here. Level 3 cache memory you all can see. Here there's a processor. Here there's a processor. In this processor you all can see ALU, CU and memory registers, right? The particular processor consists two levels of caches, L1 and L2, right? The particular processor consists two caches, L1 and L2. It helps these ALU and CU and memory registers to perform its tasks. The level 3 has already located from an outside of the processor. It means on the motherboard. Right? The particular processor, the entire processor we are calling as central processing unit. This processor we are calling as central processing unit. Central processing unit calls processor. මේ processor එකට අපි කියනවා central processing unit එක. Hey, why? All the execution tasks are happening inside this. Therefore, we are calling it as central processing unit. It's doing a centralized management. It's doing a centralized processing task. Therefore, we are calling it as central processing unit for this process. But here, you all can see one processor or one central processing unit. This one central processing unit or processor calls a core. This processor calls a core. Core means one physical processor. This is a core. This is a core. Understood? Core කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? දැන් අපි බලමු මේ single core multi core. Core means one physical processor. The particular central processing unit has one single processor. Understood? Understood that?
Yes, sir.
Have you all understood it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. That is the meaning of single core, right? ඒක තමයි මේ single core එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ. එක core එකයි. Now we'll see what is the meaning of multi core here. This is the processor, or we can say this is the central processing unit. මේ තියෙන්නේ central processing unit එක. Or else we can say this is a CPU. Or else we can say this is a processor. CPU. central processing unit. Right. Inside this central processing unit, it has two cores. Look at this. You all can see here two ALUs, here two CUs, here two memories. One processor consists one ALU, one CU, and one memory registers, right? Also, we are calling one physical processor as core. Earlier, I did mention it. We are calling this one physical processor as one core, like this. One physical processor as one core. So here, as you all seen, here you all can see two cores, two processors. Each and every processor has